You are on this very planet that Chukwokika Biama created to his glory. We welcome you to another explosive exposition of the very fraudulent contraption, the very diseased abomination that the British created for the enslavement of the children of light. We have come to destroy. We have come to render asunder. We have come to decimate that very tower of darkness, that very zoological republic, that very cesspit of iniquity and of evil. We have come that the blind may see. We have come that the deaf may hear. We have come that even those who through no fault of theirs, but as a result of having subjected themselves to a very disastrous educational system in the zoo, they have become stupid. Here we have come to enlighten and to educate, without any apologies to anybody, without mincing words, without fear before our enemies, determined and resolute, indestructible, and the precipitous collapse of the zoo is inevitable. Absolutely inevitable. The devil may try all it can. Those who go before them to peddle falsehood, those who go to work for them, those who are the workers of darkness and of iniquity, we can assure them that we are resolute, we are determined, and there is nothing anybody can do to stop this very invade as many times as you like, kill as many people as you like, propagate falsehood after falsehood as many times as you like, buy up every media space in the zoo, go and connive with people in the diplomatic circles abroad, eyebrow consultancy firm in the world, select some diplomats in the zoo and bribe them. Select those you send to the key countries around the world. None of these things you're doing is capable of stopping us. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you write. It doesn't matter the type of chatter you have behind our backs. All those things you're doing is a complete and utter waste of time, because Biafra must come. There is nothing anybody can do about it. That is why we preach this gospel. That is why we propagate this very message of redemption. That is why Elohim said that Biafra will come. You will not fire a bullet, but Biafra will come. Because Chukwokika has gone before us. And you will hear what will happen to the zoo in weeks and months to come. This is 1 year, 2020. They will never, ever, ever in their lives forget. It does not matter what the enemy does, is irrelevant. Buy over Twitter, buy over Facebook, bribe the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, bribe the US Ambassador to Nigeria, department in America. But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And but there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening.
We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you. That they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond, to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. They will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwuokike Abiama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora Eri, the same God of Owe Eri, the same God of Arochukwu, not to be nobody, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
We have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
Nigeria is an evil entity, very, very satanic. You want to change the narrative. It's IPOB, they're the aggressors. I saw some women, was it yesterday? Give them their Biafra. We don't want to die. Look at murderers calling other people murderers. Can you believe such nonsense? The Fulani leaders, you cannot win. You cannot defeat IPOB. You people were the ones that established many terror organizations in Nigeria in a bid to overwhelm the country and take over the territories for your Fulani people. IPOB became a stumbling block to that very Janjaweed expansionist tendency. True or false? Am I lying? You were ruling Nigeria before, doing everything you like, controlling NMPC, controlling the seaport, customs, everywhere you ever. Now, finally, because you felt that you subdued everybody else, now you can now march on with your foot soldiers into the east, because you've taken over Yoruba land. Of course, I know that very well. You came and we said no. You can't come into this land to take it. Come and do your business and go. You said no. Now, because we defeated Miyetti Allah, you now brought in police and army with official uniform, official badge to come and kill people. And I also want to remind Twitter, because they're listening. Twitter, please. Do you know that in the Nigerian army and police, there are terrorists there? Are you aware that Nigeria actively recruited terrorists, killers and murderers and rapists, and gave them army and police uniforms? Are you aware of that? How can anybody, Yoruba journalists, how can you people in your infantile stupidity refer to Nigeria as having an army or Nigeria police? Or where are those terrorists that they conscripted into the Nigerian army and Nigeria police? Where are they? People without shame, where are they? I'm asking you. Fulani, you want to change the narrative? Of course not. They want to put the blame of insecurity in Nigeria on IPOB. Can you believe that? Can you believe these people? Can you believe them? Can you believe these people? And luckily, as God will have it, they are slaughtering themselves in the north. But IPOB securing the east are the ones to be blamed for the insecurity in the east. There is a clip I want everybody to play, please. Who opposed to them opened his mouth and said, I invited the army to come into Olo. There was nothing happening. Fulani, who opposed to them gave Fulani land in Olo to do Ruga, Fulani settlement. And we said no. We drove the Fulani murderers and terrorists away. Who opposed to them now invited his friends, his masters from the north, to bring in their army and heavy machinery into Olu to kill us. That was how all these things started. All of you, you have forgotten. My black people in this UG, black, you have all forgotten the Genesis. The same way that all of you that are blaming Boko Haram is a terrorist group, Boko Haram, what they're doing. But when Nigerian police were busy killing their leader and killing everybody else, all of you were just there drinking Fradununu. Or doing betting on Chelsea versus Man U. Or Liverpool versus Man City. Nigeria army and police will go out and commit atrocity upon atrocity. All of you will be there, you keep quiet. Any day, those people out of anger rise up and retaliate. All of you baboons and monkeys will start writing rubbish. Do you know why? Because you have no conscience, you have no soul, you're a black person, you are the embodiment of evil. Is the truth. I don't care who bans whoever or whatever, I don't give a toss. I must preach the truth. Black people are wicked. By nature, very wicked people. That is why you forget the atrocities that your police and your army always commit. You forget. In a twinkle of an eye, you forget. Our army, our police. Now listen to me very carefully, please. You are blaming ESN. Whereas it is the same Fulani terrorists masquerading as headsmen that are responsible for orchestrating all the insecurity in and around Nigeria. Fulani, you have Boko Haram. Fulani, talking about insecurity in the east. Hey. Whereas 91 people were slaughtered yesterday. Yesterday, they were killed yesterday. You have the guts. You people have no shame. You have the guts to stand up and be talking about insecurity in the east. And you're a senator from Kebbi State or Kebbi, whatever they call it. And 91 of your constituents were slaughtered. You didn't see it. You are talking about east. Fulani, who formed Boko Haram. Fulani, who formed ISIS in West Africa province, ISWAP. Fulani, who formed Miyetti Yala. Fulani, who formed Ansaru. Fulani, who formed these headsmen and bandits you claim are foreign. Fulani, who brought out murderers and killers and terrorists from prison and gave them military and police uniforms. It is you people. You have now spread them around the country, causing mayhem, abducting people from schools. These are the same place. Hi, these people there. Ha, Fulani, you think everybody's as stupid as you are? You go, you kidnap students from their schools in the north, you get ransom, you buy more arms, you embolden yourselves. You have the guts to conduct a live press conference talking about insecurity in the east. Don't people have shame? Anyway, you don't. Who are the bandits, or should I say terrorists, taking hostages of school children and demanding ransom? Are they not Miyetti Yala, Miyetti, the chief negotiator? Who are the people destroying farms, raping and killing their victims daily around Nigeria? Fulani. Fulani. You know what? How they manage to convince some of you is what I find astonishing, despite the overwhelming evidence. How they
experience with you when I was state director in Bauchi. Most of you will remember an incident in Azari. A group of terrorists, the Boko Haram, then had invaded Azari. They were shooting in an attempt to kidnap, and the community chased them. They killed some members of the community, but the community members killed all of them. The last guy, Khalid, climbed onto a tree and was firing. The community stood, they were resilient, and they killed Khalid. Since that day, there has not been one terrorist attack in Azari. As a matter of fact, the former head of state General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, said, and I quote, "If we want to stop or curb this terrorism, we shall emulate the Azari example." Tafawa Balewa also happened to be a local government in Bauchi that was always in flames. And the people of Bogoro and some part of Tafawa Balewa, where the Sayawas are, rose up on one occasion. They knew their terrain better, climbed onto trees and mountains. And when the invaders came, they did not only repel them, they seized their weapons. And since then, you can attest to it that you hardly hear about Tafawa Balewa again. What I'm trying to say, the practical approach to mobilizing people, is that you have to get everyone involved. You do not expect the Nigerian Army, police, DSS, to protect every Nigerian or every community. It is not going to work. In the US,
AIG, there are not a few who believe that the pace at which the Interpol International and Interpol Nigeria are working is quite interesting. They point to the fact that Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the proscribed group, IPOB, it didn't take long for them to grab him from the same Kenya and get him down to Nigeria, and he's facing justice now. That's why is this like a case of we're following process, diplomatic channels, etc., etc.
Believe you me, I want to tell you I don't know what you are talking about. All I know...
You seems not to know exactly what we are talking about here.
No. You are bringing an issue that Interpol is not aware of. You know, let me define the role of Interpol so that you can understand. Interpol is an international police organization that assists law enforcement agencies within the 196 countries to look for a fugitive that runs or is hiding. And if you look at all the other fugitives that are brought to face justice in Nigeria, they have the link, those who are involved with Interpol. So I don't know I don't want to talk about issue of Kanu, who brought him back to Nigeria. I'm not aware how he was brought back to Nigeria or how he came into Nigeria. Interpol is not aware. We stated this long time ago, and we made it categorically clear. So it's not a question. There are what we call police-to-police relationship, international police cooperation. Another police, it does not necessarily bring Interpol.
Okay.
If one police and another exchange a suspect is running from them, they can have an international police cooperation that out of the scope of Interpol.
Okay.
But however, if a notice is given to an individual, like blue notices, when the inmates in Kuje prison escaped, we did a biometric capture of those suspects, and we shared it with international communities. We shared it with our law enforcement agencies. Many of them were re-apprehended because we have their biometrics. Now, in the issue of red notice, where a red notice is issued under the federal court that issued that notice of arrest, that is warrant of arrest for such international, it will go to the Interpol, we'll process it, we'll look at it, we'll look at the charges, and then we'll issue a red notice. On that red notice, we bring back the culprit to face justice because all the 196 countries will be looking for that individual.
Would sincerely like to thank you, retired Assistant Inspector General of Police, Garba Umar, who is currently the Vice President of Interpol Africa Region. Thank you, sir, for coming on the News Hour.
Thank you for having me.
Well, what you must know is that Nnamdi Kanu is being held hostage on behalf of the famed unity of Nigeria. That's what it's all about. It's as simple as that. If you mention his name in certain circles, they don't want to hear it because they feel like he threatens the real estate called Nigeria. And his Igbo makes it worse because Nigeria's DNA hates the Igbo for attempting, in the 60s and, towards the end of the 70s, to leave a country they said is no longer favorable to their existence. But I keep saying, and I will repeat here again, is there any Nigerian out there in their majority who has not mentally seceded from Nigeria? Not many. That's why people are living in droves. Each time you get on a plane leaving this country is full, each time it's coming back, probably full too, but it is those who are coming back to pack their things that are coming back. That's the way I describe it. But the truth is that Nnamdi Kanu has been held hostage. He was abducted from Kenya, extraordinary rendition. The fact that his kidnap from Kenya could not be explained shows that any judicial pronouncement or processes after that is null and void. You cannot go and kidnap somebody and bring them before a court. And the courts have made it very clear, even up to the Supreme Court, that he did not jump bail. It was the military that went to his house to kill people, and then he escaped. And now you have brought him back, you ought to respect and restore his bail. That's what I told his lawyers. Why are you applying for bail again? Because the Supreme Court made all the pronouncements except releasing him. And I think it was because they were afraid. And that's why I said he's a hostage to this country. And like you rightly said, there are other people who have made even more egregious pronouncements and fought and carried arms in this country. And you have not treated them the same way because they're not Nnamdi Kanu's, their name don't sound East. And I'm not here to fetish being able. But the reality is that they are not treated fairly. And Nnamdi Kanu is part of the reason why that is clear to everybody.
Right.
And by the way, I must also reveal here that there are some Igbo elites who are behind this. Whenever there's a crime of conspiracy against freedom fighters, there are people inside and outside who are working together.
Okay, because we were able to avoid the situation that if it had happened in court today, it would have been a deviation from Section 36 of the Constitution, which guaranteed every Nigerian the right to fair trial. The prosecution was forcing a situation on the court today that trial should continue or should proceed today. But our position was this, which comports with the law, that we have not had any opportunity. We have made this very clear. It is not about having access to our client. We do have access, but our access is monitored, hampered to the point that we are unable to discuss with him within that zone of confidentiality that is guaranteed between a lawyer and his client, and that enhances the defense we shall prepare to properly defend him against charges that carry the death penalty. So our position comports with the law, with Section 36 of the Constitution, that unless fair hearing can be guaranteed, no Nigerian can be subjected to any trial. You can check it out. We're not making it up.
Okay, sir, lastly, on 20th May, the court will decide one way or another. Let's presume, are you ready for any eventualities if it doesn't go the way you want, or what do you wait for the court to go?
Well, the attitude of a very good defense counsel is to cross the bridge when it gets to it. So we're not going to speculate. We're not going to preempt the court. We trust that the court will do the right thing when we come back by 20th May. If it doesn't, then we cross that bridge.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Fortunately, he didn't give a ruling, or she didn't give a ruling. I think they are referred to here, whatever. So let us wait on the 20th. If she makes a ruling, one way or the other, wherever they stand, then we can take the battle from there.
So some people are saying that yes, political solution could be a way out of this situation. What do you think about this?
I will not comment on that. Whatever I'm involved in that is very serious underground, I will not comment on that. I support them in what they are doing. If there are things we're also doing some other places, we will continue doing it. But I can tell you by the grace of God, Nnamdi will not stay in this prison in the next 2 or 3 months. Or else I'm not part of this country. I can tell you that by His grace.
We appreciate it. Thank God.
Thank you very much. Let us pray. For God in heaven, Almighty Creator, the ancients of the ancients, the maker of the heavens and the earth, you created everything that the mind of a living soul can imagine, but none created thee. That is why we say you are immortal, you are invisible, you are omnipotent. This very God that every generation who has ever had the grace of knowing thee have always testified to your goodness. That is the same God that we kneel and bow before. This God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help, even in this time of Janjaweed trouble, even in this time of Funali rage and terrorism. Therefore we shall fear no evil. This IPOB shall fear no evil. Even if the whole world is against us, even if Britain intensifies their effort to crush this very light of hope in sub-Saharan Africa, even though they shake the mountains, even though the seas may rise, even though they may give all the weapons and ammunition to the Zoological Republic, no matter what they do, no matter how they foment their rage, it doesn't matter to us. For God, Chukwokika Biama, is in the land of Biafra. We shall never ever be moved. This God of the ancients will help us now and forevermore. For Biafra shall come, and this Lord of hosts is with us. Chukwokika Biama, the same God of Jacob, this same God of Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego, this God that never abandons his people, this same God is our refuge, and we proclaim it unashamedly that this God that we kneel and bow before, we shall worship thee, for Biafra is your promise. Your word is yea and amen. Instead of your word not to come to pass, heaven and earth will cease to exist. Upon this very hope we anchor all our belief that Biafra shall come in our time, and we pray that it comes this very year, that your glory may be made manifest in the lives of men, that we may kneel and bow before thee. Nyahan soro tutona nsoporo ne jamma ne bisiala chineke na nke prumi ngenide ko tutoni ne wedregeze denso ubrama wombo ni ne bigebi. He said Mama drege chineke.
Sir, welcome fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, friends of Biafra all over the world. I welcome each and every one of you tonight on this hallowed platform, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. This is where we worship, because here Chukwu Okike Abiama reigns supreme. I welcome you all who have seated in your various locations this evening to join us to receive the gospel of truth, the gospel of freedom, the gospel of redemption, the message of emancipation and redemption. Thank you for making yourself available to be with us this evening. And I pray that as you have joined us this evening, that Chukwu Okike Abiama Premihenina will always be and remain with you all the days of your life. I welcome you with all my heart, with all my soul, with all my body. And as I welcome you, I want you in the same spirit to welcome others. Welcome your friends, your family, your relative, your neighbors, and all of us of freedom who reside within your location. Because this evening we will be taking you through the message which we have for you this evening. As always, we are not here for propaganda, neither are we here for saga. We are not here for drama, nor for name calling and every irrelevant things that happens in around social media today. We do not gossip. We will never engage in gossip. We are serious with what we are here to do. We are not here to deceive you. We are not here to lie to you. We are not here to make you feel better either. We are here to say the simple truth. And that is exactly what we are focused in doing once again this evening. Fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, friends of Biafra, wherever you are joining us this evening, please, in the name of whoever or whatever you worship, share our program, share it before we could officially start this program. Please do well to share the program. Share the program. We are not here directly talking to you. Our message has a target and audience. Already you know, already you have heard us, you already know the truth. Already you are on the right track. But there are many who have never seen the truth, who have never heard the truth or seen the light. By you sharing this program, they will eventually come across it. Please share our program wherever you come across it, whether live or on live. Please share our program. Like it as we are here live this hour. You like it that it may go viral. Comment. It is encourageable that you comment on our program because we need, our program is always interactive. Comment, please. If you want to contribute to what we are doing, you can indicate. We can bring you on into the program. So we are open because this channel, this TV belongs to us. It's our own. So everybody is welcome to partake on what we are doing. If you have any information that you think that is necessary now that will help us in this to make things more, workable and progressive, and then you can chip it in and we will implement. So I welcome you to this program this evening, and I thank you for your time. And I pray that through this program, you will always have reason to come back again. This is our own, like I've said, and we are going to make it better. So if this is your first time seeing us, and let me tell you that this is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. Here, we speak nothing but the truth. We are fearless before our enemies. We are without fear or favor. We are not here to represent any individual, but to represent and to defend our fatherland, Biafra. Because for us, it is Biafra today, tomorrow, and forever. If you are offended by our resolve, we have no apologies for that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, worldwide, and his position is incontestable. IPOB is here to restore Biafra, and we are not going to be swayed until Biafra is restored. Welcome to IPOB Western Cape Media TV, saying it the way it is. We say it's the way it is, reason being that we are fearless, and truth is our hallmark. We cannot do without stating the truth or stating the obvious, which is truth. We will always do that which is right, because here we follow IPOB code of conduct. We rely solidly on IPOB principles, and we are not going to lie to you for no reason at all. This hour we are live on our YouTube YouTube channel, which is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. We are also live on our X, formerly Twitter, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. We are not back on Facebook yet, but we are working on it. But for now, you can catch us on these two most important social media platforms, Twitter and YouTube. Facebook is for children. Facebook is purely for gossips. They are not serious-minded people on Facebook. That is why we made it a point of duty to make sure that we reach you through this channel, IPOB Western Cape YouTube and IPOB Western Cape Media TV on X, formerly Twitter. Make a choice where you want to view us this evening. But one thing for sure, wherever you chose to listen to us, it is money guaranteed. So I thank you for your support. I thank you for everything you have, for the love you have shown us, because we are family. We are not just fans, but family. So I thank you for making it a point of duty to spend your data money, your time to be with us. It is a pleasure. I bring greetings to you, fellow Biafrans, from my coordinator, Mazi Innocent Alia. Mazi Innocent Alia is the IPOB Western Cape Zone Coordinator. Mazi Innocent Alia is the one who has always steered us through the right direction. He is a hardcore. He is a resolute comrade. He is a focused leader. He has brought IPOB Western Cape to where it is today through hard work and etc. Mazi Innocent has sacrificed everything that he could for this gospel, for this zone, for this project to continue waxing strong on this part of the world. He has sacrificed his money, he has sacrificed his time, he has sacrificed his family, he has sacrificed his security and everything that is most important to him. His life is always in danger because of this struggle. So I am so glad that we, IPOB Western Cape, is blessed with a leader as focused as Mazi Innocent Alia. And also to inform you about the enemies within which were created by the defunct DOS. They created this parallel IPOB Western Cape to interrupt or to deviate the good work that this zone is known for. So I want you to understand that those people actually exist. Like the devil, they are roaring up and down, seeking for whom to destroy. Do not allow them to destroy you. Don't fall victim to these individuals. They are not working for IPOB, neither are they working for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are not following the IPOB code of conduct and the principles that guide IPOB. They are totally and completely working for certain individuals whom came into the struggle for personal gains. So if you come across such individuals, please get yourself out immediately. And the only way you can expose them is by asking to find out what their names are. If the name does not sound innocent earlier, please, you are on a wrong footing. The only certified IPOB Western Cape representative appointed by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself is Mazi Innocent Alia. Know this and know peace. The reason we said this is to keep you on alert so that you don't say, had I known. Remember, everything you sow, you reap. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, you that know the truth and decided not to follow the truth, you will receive it hot. So I encourage you to take a bold step. Come out from the circle of betrayers, because today is too early. It is yet late for you yet. I bring greetings to you from the executive of IPOB Western Cape. I want you to understand that behind every strong leader, there is a strong executive. And that strong executive is the ones who propel. So IPOB Western Cape executive are men of substance, men of timber and calibers, men that is worthy to emulate, men that are focused, men that does not have time for gossips, men that are completely focused on the project at hand. They are the reason Mazi Innocent Alia is untouchable. So whenever you see them, thank them for their efforts that is yielding a very positive, powerful fruits today on this zone. And also greetings coming to you from the IPOB Western Cape family. Here we are united. Here we are focused. Here everyone is carried along. No disgruntled family members. No time for gossip. Our eyes are fixed on the goal, on getting our leader released and total freedom for our people. That is the only thing that matters for us. Nothing else matters but the freedom of our people. And I am Mazi Onyebuchi. I am your host. By the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiyama Promihenine, I am the Parklands Unit Coordinator. I believe in Biafra. I believe the only solution to our problem is Biafra. I believe that if we must be free, if we must enjoy the goodness of Chukwu Okike, we must always seek for Biafra. Without Biafra, we are doomed, and the incoming generation will never forgive us. We have every chance to get Biafra. All we need is to work in unison, work with our leader, and restore Biafra. You must be focused. I am focused, and I shall remain focused by the special grace of Chukwuemeka. No time for waste for me. This is our Heroes Month. In the next few days, today is 26, 27, 28, 29. In the next 4 days, the Biafra Heroes Day will be celebrated all over the world. I don't want you to don't mind those you stupid Ohaneze Ndibo who want to ethnicize. You know, it has always been an effort. You know, people don't know the kind of threats we are into. It's coming from every angle, just like our leader stated in the video I played here before. We are receiving attacks from every angle all over the world. So don't mind those who are trying to change the status quo. The status quo remains the same. It remains unchanged. It is not Igbo Day. If Ohaneze are looking for Igbo Day, they should go back to history and make a research, and they will find a suitable day to celebrate their so-called Igbo Day. Nobody should interfere. Nobody, not Ohaneze, should try to twist or manipulate or cover history. Biafra history is on his own. It is not a matter hidden. Biafra Day is written in blood, in the marble. It is not something you can easily erase. So Ohaneze trying to erase the history is amount to cowardice. Ohaneze should be focused on restitution. They should be filing cases. They should be digging, doing everything to get Nigeria to apologize and to accept the genocide committed against Biafra. Not trying to beat it down, not trying to wipe it out, not trying to make it as if the blood of those 6 million souls does not want to be remembered. No, it wants to be remembered. Every family in Igbo land, every village in Igbo land, every community in Igbo land have people lost in the war. Ohaneze has always been a tool in the hands of the enemy of not only Ndibo but Biafra at large. They have allowed themselves to play into the hands of the enemies of the people they claim to present. Ohaneze should be having a sleepless nights about the situation of Biafra, the history of Biafra, not to cover it. So we, IPOB, under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, distance ourselves from that useless Igbo Day. It remains Biafran's Heroes Day. The day we remember those 6 million souls who who paid the ultimate price. And if you count from 1967 to 1970, it's over 6 million souls. Then if you count from 1970 to date, over 1 million people have died for the sake of Biafra. It's not something you can, wipe away with your useless Igbo Day. So we distance ourselves from that useless Igbo Day, and we maintain that it is Biafra Heroes Day. To remember those who died fighting for us. They are the reason you are here. They are the reason I am here. Peradventure, if they did not pay that price, we wouldn't be here today, because the plan was to wipe and to exterminate every Biafrans, that the Fulanis you see today may take over our land. It is pure genocide. So nobody should play with that. Nobody should joke with it. If you play with it, you are playing with the spirit of those people who died, and they will come against you. So John Mbata, the current Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, I want you to be very, very careful. Be very, very careful. You must know your boundary. As a matter of fact, Ohaneze should be championing this Heroes Day. They should be fighting to make it a national day for the entire Nigeria. If Abiola's June 12th could be made a national day, why not Biafran Day? Abiola is just a one man, and we are talking about over 6 million people. And I think you can wipe it. I'm ashamed of you, your leadership. I'm talking to Senator John Mbata. I'm so ashamed of your leadership. You should be talking about resigning from Ohaneze Ndi Igbo president, because you have just made a very terrible error, which is unforgivable. But may Chukwu Okeabiama have mercy upon all of you who conspired to do this. So our Heroes Day must be held on the 30th of May. So wherever you are, IPOB Western Cape, we will be holding our 30th May rituals on Metland Field exactly at 12 noon on May 30th, 4 days from now. So if you are staying around IPOB, around Western Cape, please endeavor to be there. It's just that few hours and everything will be done and everybody can go home. It's not a sacrifice too much to pay. Remember, some people paid with their lives. So if there's no other price greater than life, so if people could willingly pay the price with their life, then for you to come and celebrate their sacrifices and pray that their soul may rest, and also ginger their spirits to continue fighting alongside us, because it is not over until it is over, until we get to the destination, which is Biafra. Nobody should have rest. It is restless days, weeks, months, years for us all. Both those alive today, those who died already. Everybody is not resting. So please, on the 30th of May 2025, 4 days from now, IPOB Western Cape Zone will be gathering in Metland, by Metland Field. right opposite, I think, is it McDonald's? Yeah, if I'm correct. So please, 12 noon is the time. Don't come late. May it never be like African time. No, we don't do that. Immediately is 12. Everything should be set. That is how it is done all over the world. Please. I say to you, fellow Biafrans, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, depend where you are watching from this evening. This program is officially on. Thank you. I welcome you. Our program, our message today, our topic today says Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, MNK case in progress. Funali terrorists and way forward. These are two topics we're touching tonight. But first, we have to talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, how it is going, and where it is going to end at the end of the day, because ndị Igbo si na ada arapụ isi aka agba ụrịọm. So you can't leave that which is more important and start doing those things that are not important. I think the most important thing today is for the court to start asking questions. How did Nigerian government bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria? Under which method? Who brought him back? How did he come back to Nigeria? Through who? And I think it's high time DSS called up the former Attorney General of the Federation of Nigeria, Malami, to bear witness, because the last court outing, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team were, doing their cross-examination, when they asked the DSS witness, how did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu happen to end up in their hands? His answer was that I don't know. This DSS witnesses, I think their code name should have been code name 1, I don't know. Code name 2, I don't know. Code name 3, I'm not aware. This should be their code names, because it is obvious that they are not aware of anything, they don't know anything. They are just there to bear witness to something they don't know. How could you even explain that someone that you brought before the judge, someone you claim that you are prosecuting, that you arrested and brought him before a judge, when you were asked who brought this person, you said you don't know? And the most annoying part of this thing is that even the judge is there moping. Nobody's asking questions. You don't know. So what are we doing here? If you don't know how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was brought here, then what else do you know? That means you are living. You are living in a dream world. You are not alive. You should be able to defend every details Because this is a matter of life and death. We are not here for jokes. We are not here for jokes, for goodness sake. I wrote in our Twitter handle, IPOB Western Cape Media TV, where I said that for the fact that DSS does not understand or know how Mazen Khan was brought to them, who brought him to them then, who brought him to who was the person who handed him over to the DSS. That means the witnesses are not complete yet. That person or that organization, if they are invisible Interpol, because before this program, I played a video, a clip of the Interpol Africa, is it what's it called? Deputy. Here, he was on Arise TV, and the question of Mazen Khan came up. Why the idiot, the so-called journalist, was gloating, was jumping up, trying to use Mazen Khan to shine. The Interpol assistant director or whatever told him bluntly that he does not understand what he was saying. But as far as Interpol Africa is concerned, there is no, that name Mazen Khan does not exist in their record. So if Interpol, who is the right channel to arrest international fugitives and brought them to justice by sending them to the right country where they committed these crimes, in quotes. If they don't know, then who else did? If Nigerian government and DSS could not explain this fact, this thing, then all these trials are charades. All these trials, all these days and weeks and months of going forth and back in the name of we are trying Mazen Khan is all illegal. I am telling you. And this is exactly what I expected the judge to say. The judge should be looking forward to hear from the witness who went to Kenya and brought Mazen Khan to Nigeria. And if they could not provide the person or that group, then this case should not go further. The reason is you cannot build on something. I mean, you cannot build on nothing. You cannot use illegality to acquire legality. It's not possible. So if the DSS could deny their involvement on someone in their custody for the past 4 years now, then there is a big question mark on this whole charade going on called trial. I have been saying this not once, not twice. In fact, each time I come to this program, I make it as a duty to remind you the color of people we are dealing with. the people we are dealing with, that is the Yaribas, because it is not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu versus Nigerian government, which include other ethnicity now. No, it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Biafra versus the Yariba ethnic nationality. That is exactly what it is. The president is a Yariba person. The attorney general is a Yariba. The high court, what's it called? High court, someone that is in charge of high court is a Yariba. The prosecution, the prosecution team is a Yariba. The judge, a Yariba. So it is now a Yariba versus Biafrans. And I have said it time with that number, that if you trust Yariba people, you are on your own. Trust them on your own peril. These people cannot be trusted. Remember, their name, the name you see them bear, they acquire it through their lifestyle. The name they bear is not their own. The Yariba you see today is not their language. It does not have meaning in their language. It is pure Hausa language. And the Hausa people gave them this name, matching their attitude, their behavior. And they happily accepted it. Like you were called a thief. Instead of you to object, to frown, to reject, no, you embrace and said, yes, I'm a thief, because it is my nature to steal. It is my nature to take what does not belong to me. So if that is my nature, then I am willing to answer a thief. So the Yariba people accepted the name Yariba because that is exactly who they are. They are treacherous. They are cunning. They are crafty. They are dubious. They are unstable. They are known for betrayal. They have betrayed Igbo, not once, not twice, not third time. They have always, from the history past, these people have been betraying Igbo. So if you think that they will see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and change, you are about to receive the biggest shock of your life. All of us are witnessing how this case, this so-called illegal trial is going. We all knew that so far it is 10-0 in favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because the reason it is 10-0 is that everything that Nigerian government has presented as witness, they could not substantiate not one of them. And he who alleged must be able to substantiate. It is not just enough for you to say, Mazi, but you are a thief. It is not enough. You must provide evidence and facts backing the allegation, backing that thing, that making it, possible beyond reasonable doubt that Mazi Oji is indeed a thief. In the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in the case of DSS, they could not answer one straight question. The only thing I hear is, I don't know, I am not aware. I know that even the Yariba judge, Justice Omotosho, they are making it even more, they are making it very difficult for him to play the card that he was sent to play in this case. If you think he's here to give justice initially, don't think it is possible. Remember, he is being controlled by the government of Nigeria. As judiciary, they should stand, they should be independent without interference from the other executive arm of government. But we all know that Nigerian judiciary is not independent. We all know that. We are all aware that they are not. They are being controlled by the other arm of executive. So he was selected to come and put nail on the coffin. But the dimension this case is going, they are putting him on a very hot state where he will not have no other choice than to strike this case out. That is why today Nigerian government has employed the service of the media. If you are intelligent enough, you are following what is happening in the media space today in Nigeria, you found out that there is media conspiracy going on against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are trying to influence this case. They do not talk about the failure of the DSS to explain how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was brought back to Nigeria. They do not grant interviews or make programs on television about the failure of DSS to explain, to at least explain how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was brought back to Nigeria. They do not want to inform Nigeria that the witness AAAA and witness BBBB could not give one account or substantiate their claims. After playing all the doctored videos of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, after cutting it, just like they are doing now. If you go on Twitter now, you will see them. The enemies of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the useless Chibuze Guatu. Chibuze Guatu, he failed completely on Facebook. He does not come live anymore on Facebook because nobody listens to him anymore. He don't do that anymore. So now he restarted on Twitter Live. The only thing he has now is Twitter Live, because in that Twitter Live, anybody could come. Even Funali people, the Ariba people could come, flood in and start listening to him, as long as what he's saying is against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So they would like to be his audience. These are the conspiracies going on. He is trying to influence the court. That is why when you go to listen to him, the only thing that he tries to convince his audience is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB are terrorists. That DOS is wise. DOS is not IPOB. DOS is different from IPOB. But IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are terrorists. DOS are not terrorists. Now you ask yourself, if Chibueze Ogwatu, who has made himself a sworn enemy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra, could stand with DOS, and since this thing started, not for once has DOS came out to caution Chibueze Ogwatu to tread with care. They have not come out to correct Chibueze Ogwatu that there is no difference between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB, and DOS. These are the same people. They have not done it. And that is why Chibueze Ogwatu always make it as a point of duty to explain to whomever that cares to listen that DOS are wise, separate, and different from IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When I tell you that DOS is not part of the struggle anymore, most people don't understand it. And it is not good for you to, mask yourself with emotion. When you are emotional, it is 99% sure that you're going to miss the message. We do not hate anybody. DOS is supposed to be part of this struggle. They're supposed to be part of IPOB. In fact, things fell directly into their hands. Immediately, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted and extraordinary rendition. So they are part of this. They were part of this struggle before, but not anymore. No this and no peace. They are not part of the entity anymore. They are now an entity of their own. But you emotional beings don't want to listen to this because you have attached emotions to what we are doing. Anybody that, I have said it before, anybody that poisoned your father will not spare you if the opportunity presents itself again. You cannot be a friend to an enemy of your father. He can never hate your father and love you. Chibueze Ogwatu has made himself a sworn enemy to the extent of trying to influence the ongoing trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because when you go there, all he's talked about is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not say, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not do. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is terrorist. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is this. He should be punished. Capital punishment should be his portion. That is the only thing he discussed. When you see his Twitter live going on, he's not talking about his country, Nigeria. He is not part of IPOB. He has never been. He has come out to denounce his membership. So you ask yourself, why is this so deep into this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's issue? Why is this so deep into IPOB issue? Why is he a lover of the DOS? Why? What concerns him with the trial going on? Why is he trying to influence it by playing concocted read audios of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why? I just want Biafrans to be reasonable. You know, it is good for someone to be objective. When you are objective, you question every information you do. And that is what we are doing. That is why we question the fact that DSS could not stay in court in front of a trial judge. How they got the accused to the court. Did he disappear and appear in their custody? The answer is no. So how did he come here? That should be explained. The media are, that is why today there is a report all over the media how Sit at Home has taken lives of about 700 people for the past 4 years, how it has cost the East over trillions of naira and so on and so forth. These are to make it look as if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a threat to national security. You saw what the national security why all these things are going off my brain now? The Malam Lu or whatever his name is. You hear his statement. That man, he's the Funali. He came from the north. I will be showing you records, atrocities committed by his kinsmen. As of today, scores of people has been unalived, murdered in their cold blood in the northern Nigeria. Some local governments have fallen into the hands of terrorists. There are villages that nobody lives in today. People have deserted it. Madam Luhu, or whatever his name is, could not make statements in regard to that. But he came to Biafra land to make statement about what is happening. That is part of the conspiracy. They are trying to influence the judgment, the court trial going on. You understand it? They left where the hot spot, where everything is happening. And they are talking about a place where people can go out and still come back. In most of this northern Nigeria, you go out in the morning, you can never come back at evening. What are they trying to do? The media is trying to influence this this trial. And that is what we are here to tell the world, that this illegal trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, with all the media blackout and conspiracy going on, the media failed to, tell the truth about the state of things in the courtroom. Rather, they would choose a particular topic that seems as if it's against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they will pushing the narrative. They will be pushing it. The time Nigerian government produced the death certificate of Gulag, it was all over the social media. But when the cross-examinations started and the failure of DSS witness to explain the allegation, they could not report it. They scratched on the surface and moved on. They are scared to tell the world that the shame going on in the court is too much. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case is something that every freedom fighter, every lover of freedom, every Biafran, whether you are part of IPOB or not, should should open your eyes like Sabinus. Always open your two eyes like this. Make sure that every conspiracy does not hold water. If you think that because we are winning today, you might not know when they turn it around. Let your two eyes be open. Talk about it, write about it, tweet about it, share the program we are making so that people may see what we are saying. So that is, by the way, so I just want us to look into it. Remember that on the 2nd of December, of June, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is returning back to court to the prosecution will be bringing their witness, and they will be giving their witness again, and it will, from there we take it from there. But as of today, there is no cause to be alarmed. We are winning, and we shall continue to win. Keep opening your eyes. Keep talking about it. It is very important, so they know we are following every details. Talk about it. Write about it. Do whatever to promote it, because the media are not willing. They are not willing to talk about anything in favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As far as this trial is concerned, they have taken their brown envelope, toiling with human life. That is the truth. We can never hide it away from anybody. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said many, many years ago is about to play out. If you follow this trial, it's all about, all the security in Nigeria is caused by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. All the security in the East is caused by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB. All the security in the South is being caused by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. They have always tried to pin every insecurity going on in Nigeria on IPOB, exonerating the main terrorist, Funali herdsmen terrorist, who goes from state to state, from village to village, causing mayhem. And you will ask yourself, a southern journalist will be bold enough writing trash why his village is being taken over by the terrorists. They were busy collecting brown envelope, pocketing blood money in their pockets, why their villages are falling to terrorists. They are writing against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB, who are lawfully fighting for the freedom of their people. They are busy writing against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB, why their villages are being taken over as them, after playing this double standard. will you still have a village to go back to? Would you still have a village to go back to? Haven't you now failed both the spirit of your family, the spirit of your village, and the humanity because of your greed for money? What shall it profit you to gain and pocket all the naira and lose your community to terrorists? Funali terrorist herdsmen are going from village to village, including your village as a journalist, buying people, displacing people, chasing people away, taking over your villages. It is not something to be worried about for you. What you are worried about is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB, who are standing up to defend their land against terrorists that you does not have the courage to stand against. Because you are falling, do you want everybody to fall with you? Because you are down, you want to draw everybody down with you. It is not done. So this media gang up against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not going to work. Not why we are here. We are not going to allow anybody to vilify Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We're not going to allow anybody to hang on insecurity in Nigeria on IPOB. It is not going to happen. I want to play again this audio of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for the second time in this program. And this time around, I want you to listen to it in a different way, so you will understand what is playing out both in the court and in the media. So you will begin to understand the reason you should share our program. If you can even download and cut it, and share it bit by bit, so that more people will watch it. It is very, very important. If you know what you can do for Biafra to come, do it. You may not be able to sit on this seat speaking the way I am doing, but you can cut this program and you can share our program on different channels, different WhatsApp groups for people to listen. Now, let me play this video so you will understand what is playing out in court today. So you understand that indeed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a prophet. He's not just ordinary. He has something extraordinary. This audio was made several years ago before his kidnapped. But look at it playing out today. Now listen to this.
Nigeria is an evil entity. Very, very satanic. You want to change the narrative. It's IPOB, they're the aggressors. I saw some women, was it yesterday? Give them their Biafra. We don't want to die. Look at murderers calling other people murderers. Can you believe such nonsense? The Fulani leaders, you cannot win. You cannot defeat IPOB. You people were the ones that established many terror organizations in Nigeria in a bid to overwhelm the country and take over the territories for your Fulani people. IPOB became a stumbling block to that very janjaweed expansionist tendency. True or false? Am I lying? You were ruling Nigeria before, doing everything you like, controlling NMPC, controlling the seaport, customs, everywhere you ever. Now, finally, because you felt that you subdued everybody else, now you can now march on with your foot soldiers into the east because you've taken over Yoruba land. Of course, I know that very well. You came and we said, no, you can't come into this land to take it. Come and do your business and go. You said no. Now, because we defeated Miyetti Yala, you now brought in police and army with official uniform, official badge to come and kill people. And I also want to remind Twitter, because they're listening. Twitter, please. Do you know that in the Nigerian army and police, there are terrorists there? Are you aware that Nigeria actively recruited terrorists, killers and murderers and rapists, and gave them army and police uniforms? Are you aware of that? How can anybody, Yoruba journalists, how can you people in your infantile stupidity refer to Nigeria as having an army or Nigeria police? Or where are those terrorists that they conscripted into the Nigerian army and Nigeria police? Where are they? People without shame, where are they? I'm asking you. Funali, you want to change the narrative? Of course not. They want to put the blame of insecurity in Nigeria on IPOB. Can you believe that? Can you believe these people? Can you believe them? Can you believe these people? And luckily, as God will have it, they are slaughtering themselves.
Welcome back. Did you listen? Did you listen how Mazen Akano lamented on this conspiracy in the past? They want to put the insecurity going on in Nigeria on IPOB. Can you believe this? Can you believe it? This, it is not just crazy. It is not just crazy. It is insane, totally insane. For you to look at IPOB and said they are the reason for the insecurity in Nigeria. It is insane. It is very, very insane. Yoruba journalists, as I was mentioning, in their infantile stupidity, while their villages were falling directly into the hands of the Funali terrorists, they were busy writing rubbish, trying to discredit IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is heartbreaking that a people so emasculated in envy as the Yoruba people. Their enviness is on another level. They are so envious of Biafrans and the Igbo that they are willing to sink the ship. Let everybody go down. Yoruba people are the reason why. I don't even know. Did I call them Yoruba? Sorry, I take that word back. Yoruba people are the reason Nigeria is the way it is today. Take me to any place and I will prove it. The Yoruba people are the reason this country called Nigeria is the way it is today. Remove them from the equation, things would have been better. I tell you, they introduced the politics, they introduced the ethnic politics into Nigerian politics. Azikiwe won election in Lagos State in the entire Western region. Awolowo introduced ethnic politics into that and chased Azikiwe out of the Western region of Nigeria. You cannot trust Yoruba people. If you trust them to your own peril, I know why I said this. If you think Fulani people are the problem, Yes, to an extent. But why do you think Fulani people has courage and temerity doing what they are doing today? Is because of the support they are getting from the Yariba. If Yariba people are like Biafrans, Fulani people would have been kept in their position today in Nigeria. That is the truth. Nobody is telling you, and I will tell you the truth. I'm not afraid of anything they can do. They are the problem of Nigeria, the Yariba people. Do you think that if it was a Biafran, or should I say, an Igbo man, who is the president of Nigeria today, that this trial will be going on? This illegality will be going on. Do you think it will happen? Whether it is Maazin Amdekano or any other person. Do you think an Igbo person will support this injustice as a president? Do you think it is not done? Why do you think this trial of Maazin Amdekano is going, this illegal trial of Maazin Amdekano is going on? Because a Yariba person is the president. A Yariba person is the attorney general. A Yariba person is the one in charge of every other thing going on in the Nigeria. That is the reason. Because they are so crafty, cunning, wicked. Nothing matters to them except how they could get one or two from you. They don't care about justice. They don't care about equity. They don't care about fairness. That is who Yariba people are. That is truth. So I want us to be very, very careful and on alert, high alert. People we are dealing with, they don't have the same mentality and mindset as we. They are not civilized. They are so primitive, so backwardness. They cannot be civil at all. So that is what I want to, the message I want to bring to us in regards to Maazin Amdekano's case at this point. But we all are here by the grace of Chukwu Abiyama to witness the next dimension they want to take on the 2nd of December. I mean 2nd of June, which is next week. So now, coming to our second topic of the day, which is Fulani terrorists and way forward. Fulani terrorists and way forward. This is question in the mouth of everybody in Nigeria today when we talk about Funali, their escapade, their terrorism, their whatever they are doing that is wrong in Nigeria today. Where do we go from here? It is quite unfortunate that a group of people who are not up to 6 million, okay, let's just give it to them, about 6 million of them in Nigeria, in a country where we have over 250 million people, let me put it there, that a fraction of that group, as low as 6 million, are tormenting the entire country. This could only be done with, by a people that not just have the willpower, but also have a lion heart. Take everything away from the Funali people. One thing you cannot take away from them is their determination. And when a Fulani people, when they are determined to do anything, they crush everything that stands on their way. If Fulani people were up to the number of, let's say, Yoruba people, or Yariba people or Igbo people in Nigeria, and they are not pleased with how things are going for them in Nigeria, they don't need to tell you we want out. You will be the one begging them to go. I have never seen a people so united in their quest like the Funalis. Funalis are jihadists in nature. And because of that, they are so fearless. They are ready to come into unknown place, fight with the owners of the land and take over it. They do not need to ask you for permission. In fact, Fulani people tends to know the terrain of your village more than you know. That is the truth. Because while you are busy snoring in your bed, while you are busy in the city looking for millions and millions to build mansions, Fulanis are in your village mastering the terrains of your village. There are places in my village today that since I was born to date, I've never gone to that place, those places. Not one place, so many places, so many locations in my village. But do you know that the Fulani people knows these places and they have been there? In fact, they live there. So how do you think that if they want to do something against me in that village, that I stand a chance? I do not stand any chance. They are more or less the owner of the village. I'm just a ceremonial owner. They are the real owner of the village. So, what is the way forward? That is exactly what we are there to do. Before we play videos of this, of the atrocities of this Fulani, both in the east and in the middle belt and other places, let us talk about the way forward. You know, today I was having a discussion with a friend of mine, and he was talking about the coalition that P2B and the other aggrieved politicians are the coalition they're trying to form that will take out the APC government of Tinubu from coming back in 2027. And even when I'm not so much interested in anything that has to do with Nigerian politics. It's none of my business. It's none of my business. That is the truth. I know that the decisions of these men affect me directly because my mother, my people, all of them reside in Nigeria. So it affects them, why it also affects me. Yes, but the truth remains that even if I live in Nigeria today, I will still not give a damn about the political the happenings going on in the politics of Nigeria, because I lost interest completely. I lost interest completely. So when he brought that conversation, I told him, after he finished whatever he was saying, I asked him, do you think that the problem of Nigeria is leadership? He said yes. I said, how? He could not explain. I told him, do you ask yourself, why is it that every incoming government tends to be worse than the former government? Like, for instance, the time of Jonathan told Nigeria, oh, you will beg me to come back. You will miss me when it's time. When Nigeria was, oh, Tinubu, we want Jonathan out. We want everybody. What's he called? Buhari, he's a disciplined man. He's this, that. When Buhari came, things get worse. Things got worse than it was during the time of Jonathan. People started crying, oh my God, we want Jonathan. Oh, this thing. Why Buhari was there? People was trying to ask him to go, looking forward for another government that will be better. Lo and behold, Tinubu came. Things got tripled worse than it was during the one of. People are begging for the situation of Buhari's government. And that is how it continues, and it will continue. As far as Nigeria remains a country, they can never get it better. It is not that Chukwu Abiyama hates Nigeria so much that he always punishes them with bad leadership. Remember, Nigeria pray more than any other country in the world. If you talk about biggest pastors in this world and you don't count Nigeria one or okay, at least second, then you are an enemy. So it is not the leadership, it is not God, it is purely a foundational issue. I reminded him, I said, have you all ever thought about the constitution used to run Nigeria today? Have you looked into that constitution? That constitution said, we the people. I asked him, are you aware of that we the people? Are you involved in writing or voting? Did you vote for that constitution that is used today to govern you? Are you involved? How many people from your village, okay, how many people from Igbo land participated in writing the so-called constitution that says we the people of Nigeria? It was few people who sat in their bedroom and wrote a constitution that governs over 200 million people. One ethnic group, Funali, gathered in their room, wrote a constitution that you brag about today. Do you know that when a constitution is written, the citizens vote in favor or against that constitution, to accept or not to accept the constitution? You are in a country where power concentrated, the entire power concentrated on one man, which is the president. They say that absolute power corrupts. You cannot give a man absolute power and you expect that man to listen to you. The so-called constitution gave absolute power to one man. Those things I'm listing is not the real problem of Nigeria yet. I am only preamble. It's just a preamble of one of the symptoms of the problem of Nigeria. But even if you take down that constitution and bring a new one, Nigeria will still experience the same problem they are experiencing today. Because until you go back to the foundation of Nigeria, you will never get things right with Nigeria. The problem of Nigeria lies in 1914 documents that amalgamated the southern protectorates and the northern protectorates. If you remember, the British people gathered some traditional rulers then who did not even understand why they were there and what their decisions meant for the future generations. There was no agreement by the major ethnic groups, as they say, Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba. There was no agreement. Other small ethnic minorities did not even participate. The British pick one or two people from those places, gather them, and made a decision. They tendered their signatures, which binded every one of us today. Today we have educated populace. So many people in that contraption are educated. This is information age. Questions are being asked. Things are being questioned. Status quo, which is not favorable to people, people are demanding to know why. And nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody has asked a question. The only person who has brought the right solution that will affect the foundation of Nigeria is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Immediately he suggested for referendum. He brought every problem of Nigeria to one place, which is referendum. Because referendum would have solved every problem you see today. Do we want to actually exist as one entity? Let us vote. The North, the East, and the West. Let's vote. If we want to be one country, then if at the end of the day the result is yes, we want to be one country. Okay. Let us now discuss the type of unit, the type of union. Let us now have agreement. So that is going back to the foundation. Then when you fix it, if there is a component who said, no, we don't want to be part. I've said this thing before, times and times that number here in this program. If there is a component, for instance, if we Biafra insisted that we want to go. Nobody should buy us for that. It is self-determination. We have rights of association or disassociation. If we decided that we don't want to continue seen and regarded as Nigerians, that should be respected and granted without shedding of blood. Then if the Yoruba people and the Hausa people or Funali people agree to be in one country, they should now come together and now sit down and discuss. Because the reason a Fulani person, a terrorist, will throw down from Sahel, from the north, down to a village in Anambra State and occupy the forest in the name of a hunter is because of the current setting of Nigeria. It gives them that right to do so. The freedom of movement for Funalis, they do not understand it the way you understood it. There are Igbo people in the north. When we leave our villages in the east to go to the north, we do not go straight to the forest to make home. We go to the city, find a place, pay, and start living with the community. That is what freedom of movement for us means. But for Funali, it means taking over your land. It means settling in your land free of charge. It means destroying your crops. It means buying your people. That is what freedom of movement means for Funali. So if there is a discussion, and Fulani people will be told, and line will be drawn for every citizen, and nobody should cross that line without repercussion, without consequences. That is it. What is happening? That is the way forward. The way forward remains going back to the foundation and trashing things out. Referendum and willingness to belong or to be part of the country called Nigeria is part of the way forward. Discussion, national discussion, is part of the way forward. Any other thing you are doing, if you like, do election from now to 100 years coming, things will keep getting worse and worse until you have no village to live. Because the people you are dealing with, the Fulanis, are jihadists in nature. They believe in violence and taking things by force. And as they are coming, succeeding, more deadlier terrorists are coming. So if you do not wake up today, join Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shouldn't be persecuted or being persecuting or being whatever he's doing today in court. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be kept in a place where people will be coming to ask him what is way forward. People should be visiting him to ask him, how do we move further from this point to the next point? And he'll be giving, telling them what to do. Not persecuting him. It's wrong. It is persecuting your savior. By the time you will realize that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a savior who took Okikabiama sent to save the entire Nigeria, entire indigenous people, it will be too late for you. Now, I have stated the way forward. Now, I want to play this video for video of Funali invasion of our land. Funali invasion of our land. Before then, let me show you this. Look at what is there in the. Can you see? Okay, it's too late. Okay, it's a breaking news. Governor Ozodinma sacked State Attorney General Barrister COC Akolisa. That is breaking news. It's part of what we are saying, that the judiciary is the judiciary is not let me stop this one and let me go back. Let me get this video for us. That's okay. Now I'll be playing this video for you. Let me
biko ejimohera na-ekela ndị agwa ndị mba nnọ agwa autonomous community na ndị ụmụ agwa onye nụ na n'olie na-awụ Pastor Onyejekwe Ekele Davis Ogazi 1 of ụmụ agwa. Achọrọ m iji ohere a gosinụ ma kọwapụtaranụ mkpamkpa kpara na ụmụ n'abalị Chijifo taa. Ihe anụ na ahụ na-awụ ụkwụ nnama ndị Fulani kpọ nnama ha bịa wakpo anyị n'abalị Chijimafo taa. Ihe m na-agwa ihe ebe ị na-ahụ na-awụ compound mmadụ. Ihe ahụ compound mmadụ. Ihe awụ ụlọ compound ndị mmadụ ri ihe a. Leecha ihe ndị ahụ plantain. N'abalị Chijifo taa aga m egosi gị ihe awụ ụlọ mmadụ n'abalị Chijifo taa ka ndị akpọ nnama ha wakpo anyị n'ụmụ agwa. Ihe awụ akpụ ndị mmadụ gbara na dia compound. Ihe akpụ mmadụ gbara na compound ya. Leecha ya ị ga-ahụ ihe compound mmadụ. Ihe akpụ ihe awụ the segment of the community was invaded n'abalị Chijifo. You can see with your two eyes. Here compound mmadụ. Here compound mmadụ. They were shooting sporadically. Ndị niile bi ebe ahụ gbara ọsọ n'abalị. Akpara ha ihe n'abalị. Onwe onye hiri n'ụlọ ya n'abalị. Around 3-4. Ihe awụ afụ ọrụ mmadụ tara afụ ọrụ. Leye. Look at it. This is what we are suffering. Ndị eme na ihe o. A na-ekwuli onyele orutebeghị ya eche na ọ dị izi. Ihe otu ha shigbu our brother a na-akpọ Ozemini Riaka. There was no justice. The whole thing was swept under the carpet. Otu aka ha jigbu nwanne anyị nwoke a na-akpọ Tenkobo. Chukwuemeka Nnorom. Onwe ihe merenu. Here a compound mmadụ. Look at. Imagine. Here somebody's compound lekwe. They invaded us. Leye here compound here ụlọ ndị mmadụ. Ndị na-ebi n'ebe a niile gbara ọsọ. Leye. Ndị na-ebicha n'ụlọ ebe a gbara ọsọ. Lekwe. Look at. Leye lekwe ihe anyị na-agabiga n'agwa. A whole agwa. Look at what we are suffering in the hands of strangers. Agwa. I got no say I balaga can shy guzo. Lekwe here compound de lebi eba abachiroso. He ebe here na hona wo London mad. Hindi alili na hona wo cho London mad. Hindi alile wo cho London mad. This is an uncompleted building. Abarapole alekwe. Nda wala anyu. Nda wala anyu. The Fulanis have taken over our land. Ka wuzi hu ni moru ke wo no lo. Here wa mumu ebuo. Lekweni o. Lekweni. You can see things with your eyes. You can see this here wo. Lekwe ulo mmadu. Lekwe nu ihe ndi ali le wocha ulo ndi mmadu. These people are wala you. These people are wala you. Mba not no invade our land.
Thank you. That was one part of the predicament of our people. And I'll be playing a video, another video. These same people, when they were invaded, where they were coming from with their nama that ended up in this village. So you know that they were not spirits. They were actually visible to the authority, seen and aided by the same authority. For the authorities, the Malam, the terrorist Funali men, headsmen, and their cows are more important than the people. So let me show you when they were on their way to this village. They actually walked through the city.
Break no stemuzo nna mandausa abe pack juru am pack no one by the side no gruteu na nyasia by 11 o'clock of this time bendausa ponama jo grute no zo anya. Huh? Imagine by 11 o'clock bendausa ponama bo pochitu zo no grute. Ntabo 24th. Imagine, it can be more. Huh? What is going on here? I'm mad to save. Huh? Jesus. Hey, can be more? Hey, can't. Huh? Yeah, after 11. Ben Dausa Pona Majuch to Zoya. Huh? No brute. Imagine. How about no zone of more pack in there? Behegata? Huh? Jesus. Wow. And the bang then Weske. Unafumane and the Fulani a Poreshu here, Batabai. Uname and a yard time more or highly me Navia, Oracle, Rune Filite. That's up on a filite. Then the Cocha Japa now borrow Madune Filite, Mende Puru issue Bata. And Nuna for ne Anna choosing herself from Benue. I chose her side is one about one. Yesterday, Nendo Bagwani, Buruwan kidnapper, the Fulani. Both the may go to bread, Hedge and Hena Kamai Romado.
Ewujekone as a ransom. Or highly the vigilant. The security by the vigilant, and the government by the vigilant. More by the bido oral, numbers of numbers. Nkabune, onye wote reporter na kwa na ebite di n'oge mebe the video na achi na the first one na gaba just not the place kokoro. Ya man do plenty like this. In what video I send money and law, make and obodo gumar, make and bunumar, especially in the abuchine side, Bemi the naga, nakoboro. Kene abubu close to one. Or highly ndile no washi, one do mo wag, aji, umopu. Side tembe for hele mokotir al side of one. Highly careful. And then when the kene jenny mal, especially in a mal baranime, should be very careful and watchful. Hanya hena batari kanachu hoso. Share my video ni ekurukuro high level.
See, this, if this is not invasion, tell me what it is. Where do you think these people are taking this number of malus of cows to this night? Do you think any farmland, or any crops planted anywhere could stand the number of these maloon, these cows? Any farm they've invaded this night is gone in the morning. By the time the owner of the farm wakes up from sleep, he will not recognize his farmland anymore. Every crop in that farmland would have been decimated, trampled upon by these Funali and their cows. Where do you think they are taking this cow? Where do you think they are going to end up at the end of the day? In people's villages, in people's stream, in people's farmlands. They do not have a particular destination. Anywhere below face, whatever that is on their way will be crushed, both human beings. If you question them, you are gone. The people you saw are not the main terrorists. The main terrorists are the ones hidden. You cannot see them with their AK-47. So that is pure invasion. No policeman stopped them to ask, where are you heading to? No military man. But I tell you, you, innocent citizen, cannot walk like this without the military or police accusing you of being a kidnapper. Now, let me show you what I'm explaining to you. One of the places they ended up and what is the aftermath of the place. Now listen. It's a short video though, but that is the nature of things. That is the actual story going on. What you see happening in that video is not it's not a AI generated video. It's actually the situation of things. Someone will spend both his time and money, plants crops in his farmland, and the Funali people and their cow will invade that farm. While the cows were busy eating up the leaves, Funali people will be busy plucking the crops from the farmland, and the farmer will be there helplessly staring at them. The only thing that he or she could do is to cry and wail. While he is doing that, crying and wailing, the Fulanis will be making mockery of him. And if he wants to be faster than his shadow, they will take off his life. This is a country. What is happening? Now, let me show you what happened today. This one happens today. I think, is it today or yesterday? I'm going to show you this video and listen to what this man has to say.
They don't have the mandate to engage these people. That it is only the federal government that can give them the mandate to engage these people. So my people should be killed. My people should die all.
Before he continues, this man is he's a local government chairman in one of the local government in Benue State, if I'm not wrong. And this is exactly what happened in his local government, and he has to come here to rant. The reason I called what he's doing now ranting is we have played a video, not one person, not two people, but different types, even DSS direct general came out to say that people should mobilize to defend themselves. And this one is here lamenting, talking of jargons, until his people are totally wiped out. Only then will he wake up to fight for his people. So let's go back and start from beginning.
They don't have the mandate to engage these people. That it is only the federal government that can give them the mandate to engage these people. So my people should be killed. My people should die all before government will talk about this. What is the meaning of this? Yesterday I buried 5 people, a father and 2 of his sons of over 40, 50 years in Teodan, very close to a military base. What is the meaning of this? If they cannot help me, maybe I'll leave this position as chairman and let it continue the way it is. I don't care about being a chairman of the local government of the people that are all killed. What is the meaning of this? Look at a child of 2 years old, butchered with cutlass. How many people? We're talking of no less than 20 people that were killed in Aondana village. This is the village of the former first lady of this state, Mrs. Eunice Otom. This is the village of the Togwe. This is the village of the Bishop Banagbe. This is fucking too much for me to condone. And I tell you, whatever will happen, will happen. Thank you.
Anyways, My ears are not sharper than yours. You heard him completely. He is a local government chairman either in Kogi State or Benue State, these two states. And you heard him mention how people are being unalived in the same local government. Yesterday, there, today here, and the other day there. It is not Nama that are being unalived. They are human beings like you and I. You saw that 2-year-old child. You should have asked, what was his crime or her crime? The only crime that she or he committed as a child was to be born in Nigeria. That is the only crime. That is the reason his life does not matter. No one defended him. The father could not defend him. The mother could not defend that 2-year-old child. Helplessly. He was there. He couldn't fight back. Probably his father was killed. Then he's followed by his mother. Why he was like, what is happening? I don't know what is happening. That machete landed on his neck. What is more atrocious than that? Is this a country or an abattoir? Does Nigeria actually have a government? You heard him say that the one that happened yesterday happened very close to military facilities. And nothing happened. The military could not defend them. Oh, the military is also battling to defend itself. That is the truth. Every day, the terrorists bomb, invade, and sack military facilities. And why wouldn't it be so? You heard when Mazin Amdekanu said, Nigeria actively conscripted known terrorists into the army and police. A country where terrorists are being conscripted on their security apparatus on a daily basis. How do you now expect that country to actively and adequately defend and protect the people? It is not possible, because the terrorist has already infiltrated its ranks. The terrorists who are supposed to be sent to Tukwokika Abiyama for judgment are spared and brought into the circle of things. They were actually received and made to be part of decision making in security of the land. That is why these terrorists you see today, they are on rampage. They are unstoppable. They are nearly invincible. Invincible. The Nigerian military and police are helpless, and that is why they have abandoned the terrorists and turned to invent their anger on innocent citizens. You hear stories how police extortion is on the highest level today. They extort anybody. They don't care who you are. On a daily basis, they are being captured on phone, on video, extorting, and they don't care. If you think you can question them, they will show you how angry they are. Nigerian police and military are no more after the terrorists. They are now after the citizens, the innocent citizens in the land. They go about destroying the properties they should be protecting. It goes about buying people they should be defending their lives. That is what the Nigerian police and military are doing today. And I will show you one of the proof right now. So you know that whatever we say it with backup. We are not DSS witness who does not have evidence of anything. Now listen.
Which can capture that guy? Capture this guy. Zuma. Just if you go to your say, you will promise. When they demolish that motor now, vandalize person car. Evil, see, so the police they do.
What you are looking at is not known criminals. They are not cultists. They are policemen on duty. They are here destroying what they're supposed to protect. Now watch the video yourself.
See police. See what police are doing. Which kind of wickedness be this one? Yes. Destroying somebody's car. The person is not a criminal, not the same. They break into people's shop to steal their things. See. Even my bag, they still carry them. Which kind of wickedness be this one? These are people they say they're supposed to protect life and properties. Look at what they are doing to people's properties. See. Within a businessman get this car, they don't even know this. Look at what they are doing. So which was the apartment of it now? So now it's for yes. Which can people be this? What is this motor do then now? Hey, that glass. Oh, that glass strong. That one no let the break. See machine, one time machine so they won't put this boys for things again. Crash, just visit their face. See police. See the police they do. Police and EFCC. Easy. Evil. Look at what they are doing. Evil. Breaking people's car. Wait, what did okay, friends, don't let me stop. People with the appoint to say to protect life and properties. Look at they are shooting guns, life gun at people. Live bullets, ammunition, what is it called? Tear gas at innocent protesters. When they don't carry gun, they don't carry weapon.
Yes, you just watched it. You know, what you just saw now is police officers and whoever other people, I don't know who, doing the job they know specialize doing. And you know, when you send them to to fight the real terrorists in the bush, they will be running away. And the same thing you see them doing here is what the terrorists does to any of the, whatever they abandoned and run away. When the terrorist comes there, they either set it ablaze or destroy it beyond repair. Now, now coming back to the innocent citizens, when they come in to destroy the lives of the innocent citizens and they run away, whatever property that is left or abandoned by the citizens, they destroy it. In a lawful country like where we reside, what we saw there is a criminal offense. It's called a malicious damage. What we see these people doing is the offense is called malicious damage. You will fix that car to its last scratch, and you still go to jail for it. It does not matter who you are. I have had an encounter here with a police officer in the past, few years back, where not even, I don't know, it's not that, let me not say he doesn't know what he was doing, but according to what he was trying to explain, it was not intentional. But when I reported with video evidence, he was meant to fix that car, and he was suspended. It is called malicious damages. If you have problem with somebody, you don't destroy his or her property. It is malicious damage, and you must pay for it. But look at what is happening there. That car is a Lexus car, very expensive in Nigeria. Probably none of these people you see destroying that car could afford not even a tire of that car. But it was very easy for them to destroy the car, break everything breakable. The owner was not on site, but they don't care. All they want to do is to vent their angers on innocent citizens. That is what they do in Biafra land. When they get to Biafra land and maybe the unknown government confronted them and take them out, they turn around, go into the village or city or anywhere, start intimidating people. That is what they do. That is what they are known for. What is now different from what these people are doing here and what the terrorists, known terrorists, are doing? If they are all doing the same thing, now how could you now separate the two? How could you not separate the two? The terrorists burn, the terrorists kill, the terrorists destroy. These police people did the same thing. So if these people are operating in this uniform, same way, how could you now differentiate between the real terrorists and the police or army or EFCC? When we say that Nigeria is a zoo, people tend to misunderstand the quote. It is actually a credit to Nigeria, referring them as zoo. Nigeria actually is not a zoo in the right context of it. Nigeria should be referred to as a jungle. I don't know why Mazen Nagano was so benevolent to give Nigeria zoo. Nigeria should have been called a jungle. In a jungle, there is no rules. In zoo, there is rules. Lions are kept and locked up. Giraffe kept and locked up. Elephant kept and locked up. Everybody has their boundaries. Nobody crosses their boundary. Not like that in the jungle. In a jungle, lion could wake up and say, I am craving for buffalo meat. And he would set out. He could walk for miles looking for buffalo, breaking boundaries, invading territories in his quest to find a buffalo, because that is what he's craving for. That is what is happening in Nigeria. There is no law in Nigeria. Anything is possible in Nigeria. Whatever you can lay your hands, take. That is what is obtainable in Nigeria. And that is why we said we are not comfortable to be part of that union anymore. We are not animals. We should not live as one. We are human beings. We should be controlled by rules and regulations. Things should be done in a civil way, in a more civilized way. This is a 24th century. 24th century. We are no more in olden days. Look at all the videos I played out for you. More are still going on. Governors, senators, government personnel have been accused of being behind Boko Haram. Let me read the reports before we close this this program. You know, the reason I want to talk about this is because of that Malam Luhu, the National Security Advisor, said about IPOB today. He left the atrocities being committed in the north. I'm talking about nothing happening in Biafran land. Now, the news broke today, said over 30 Taraba residents killed, many injured in suspected herdsmen attack on farming communities. Did you hear that? To that new whatever National Security Advisor is not enough to talk about, because it did not happen in southeastern Nigeria. This incident differs from another attack in Bandawa community, where 2 people were killed after a farmer confronted herdsmen encroaching on his farm. Remember, I told you in this program, during the program, that the only thing that saves you as a farmer when they are destroying your crops is if you only cry and said nothing. Immediately you try to question them or confront them, you are already a dead man walking. They will definitely buy you. Simple. So if you want to live to see another day, Don't talk. Walk away from the scene. Go. But you see it. 2 people were died after a farmer confronted herders encroaching on his farm. Now, a suspected herders, I call them terrorists, not suspected, but a non-terrorist attack on the farming community of Munga, Lelau, in Karen Namido local government area of Taraba State has left more than 30 people dead and many others injured. The violence began after mutual suspicion between farmers and herders over missing cattle, sparked attack and counter-attack between neighbors who had lived peacefully for decades. Eyewitness reports reported that the attackers arrived on motorcycles, firing sporadically and setting several buildings on fire, Channel TV reports. Now, the former video of the so-called police officers I played, where they were maliciously destroying the properties of innocent citizens, is the same thing that is replicating here. They came on motorcycles, everything standing on their ways are being set ablaze. That is the modus operandi of the terrorists and the Nigerian security personnel. Now I continue to read. This incident differs from another attack in Bandawa community where 2 people were died after a farmer confronted herders encroaching on his farm. Residents accused security agencies of complicity. Why not? Alleging that the attack was masterminded by neighbors. Alpha's phenomenon. A resident affected by the violence described the situation as disheartening. It is something that we never expected. The whole people of Munga are heartbroken. From time immemorial, we lived in peace with the Funalis, underline Funalis, and no one can actually tell you what led to this ugly situation, he said. He added, we do not have a history of conflict between Munga and the Funali. In my observation, it is an issue of land grabbing. Underline is land grabbing. The rainy season has started, and wherever there is a crisis, our people can not go too far, and they will use their farms for grazing. Philemon criticized the security response, saying the security is compromised, and I can say this without any fear or contradiction because Munga, Lelau, and Karin, the headquarters of Karin Lamido, is just a 7-minute drive. Okay? So, if there is an incident, we expect the security to have responded. For more than 2 hours, the military did not come to our rescue. I think the military and the police have questions to answer. The chairman of Karen Namido local government area, Bitrus Danjos, who was emotional at the mass burial and had to be assisted away, called the attack barbaric. You know, people should not get twisted by these crocodile tears. They know these are people sent to aid the Funalis. He only displayed that emotional blackmail so that the unsuspecting residents or villagers will not understand what is happening. They will think he's not part of it. He is part of it. He is part of it. So don't worry. I will continue reading. He questioned why the victims took the law into their own hands instead of seeking legal redress. He's calling the Fulanis victims, so because they claim their cows were missing or whatever. Okay. Danjo said the local government shares porous boundaries with Adamawa, Bauchi Gombe, Nasarawa, and Plateau states, making it vulnerable to bandit attacks. Many residents have been displaced and are seeking assistance from government and non-governmental organizations. Did you hear that? I was saying before now that so many people have been displaced on a permanent basis. Some have lived in IDP camp for the past 20 years. There is no hope going back to their ancestral land. It is gone, and it is gone forever. That is what Nigerians want for every indigenous nationals. So let me continue. Governor Abu Kefas of Taraba State condemned the attack in a statement released by his special advisor on media and digital communication, Emmanuel Bello. He described the attack as horrendous and unacceptable, warning that the perpetrators would suffer great repercussion going forward. He also reiterated his commitment to securing the state from external threats and other forms of aggression. That ends it. You will never hear about this anymore. He has made a political statement they are known for, that the perpetrators will be made to pay for doing this. But the truth remains that they have nothing going on anywhere. It is not going to happen. There is nothing. They know who the perpetrators are, and they are not willing or ready to go after them. So don't be deceived by, by the political statement you just heard. They're not going to do anything about it. And where is this? Why this thing is not? This supposed to be my final comments for the night. Unfortunately, I don't know that this thing does not have. There's nothing to. I didn't see. Okay, it's all right. It's okay. Let's go on. Let's just move on. So okay, It's all right. We have just crossed 3 hours mark, and this brings us to the end of this program. I wish I have more time, but we shall always converge. So I thank you for your time. I thank you for your support. I thank you for your kindness. And I thank you for your prayers. Let us continue praying for freedom of our leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And may we continue to pray for the downfall of his enemies, whatever they have gathered against him. Achukwu Okabiama shall decimate them. And pray for life, that each and every one of us should continue enjoying long life, good health, in prosperity. And I wish each and every one of you who have followed us all through this program, I wish you all Biafra. It only tells that you actually want Biafra. And whatever you need, you shall get. Biafra is all I wish each and every one of us. You shall see Biafra. I shall see Biafra. And our leader shall be part of it. And every other freedom fighter who is today in many prisons because of Biafra. The likes of Mazi Simon Eba and those I don't know. May Chukwu Okabiama grant each and every one of them freedom because they have committed no crime. I thank you for everything you have done. Thank you for sharing the program. Thank you for liking. Though I didn't get much comments, but I know that you followed, you agree with me with my submission on this program. That is why you had no objection whatsoever. Thank you for believing in us. Let us join hands together and get Biafra. That being said, from me, from here, it is good night.
To